Okay, Teamdo Circuit. We've just not gotten creative anymore because it's just blue versus red again.
I know.
But once you hit Teamdo Circuit 11, man, I mean, what else is there to say? Try some new
There's
ideas.
a whole chat room for it, man. People put suggestions. I did.
It's true. Glenn asked for suggestions, and he got a lot of suggestions, but I feel like he's still gun-shy to make a decision, and I don't blame him. Like, the thing is with team races, there's a lot of ways you can go, like a ton. He took some creative routes. Which, I mean, is Glenn, of course. He took some creative routes with, like, the characters before 2000, the characters after the year 2000, and it was a kind of a decent, even split, and then he did, like, the Kings versus Queens, which is basically just, like, male-female characters. So, like, he's done stuff like that, but I think it works out on the surface, and most people follow the rules, but, like, not always. And the thing is it gets confusing, too, because by the time you, like... I was going to say, by the time you, like, gender, like, a shy guy, like, that gets tricky, and then by the time you just remember what year a video game was born, you know, sometimes you just lose track, and then you just pick Link, and then that's it. You're like, I don't know.
Don't make me make that joke.
You don't got
Please.
You don't got it,
Please.
dude. I mean, you can.
I know I don't got it, but it's not a matter of if I got it. It's a matter of when you say that, and you're talking about the gender of a shy guy. And you're saying you can't assume the gender of the shy guy.
I dated you, I know. I'm sorry.
But I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I'm above that, and obviously I wouldn't make a joke that crass.
Yeah, it's crass. Anyways.
It actually is when you
It is. It totally is.
When you think about it.
It is.
Because, like, then you have, like, you know, Reddit trolls or whatever be like, oh, I identify as a basketball, completely being just dicks. And, you know. But that's not a topic. That's not a topic. You didn't do an intro, did you? I'm so confused.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. You gotta be creative with these. The gameplay has been getting good, but I'm just like...
I saw you put the names up top and you just...
Yeah, I got it, dude. You know the worst... Dude, I have been enjoying streaming these, and it's been a good time. And, yeah, this is the 11th one, so we're definitely... We're closing in on that 3-month mark of these tournaments. 3 months we're closing in on, so that in itself is crazy. But anyways, I didn't know how long this was going to last originally, and I sort of just used the same format for a lot of my other streams and then, like, added a little bit more open windows. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's literally time to, like, update stuff. So, like, yeah, the banner in the top right is just... It still says Heroes vs. Villains. That was, like, the first Teamdo Circuit I streamed. I just never fixed it. That's another one of Glenn's topics we were talking about, but anyways, so yeah, there's going to be some updates coming pretty soon as far as overlays and presentation and even associations, because I know we've been getting a lot of Kart Clash players coming out here, and I know Knight, who runs Kart Clash and races in a lot of these Nintendo circuits, he always does really well. You know, he's got like a whole ranking thing in there, and like it's crazy. So basically just trying to figure out ways to like best integrate with that and kind of look the part. So yeah, who would have thought? Not me. I was just looking for content initially.
Hey, you know, there are all different kinds of scenes out there for all different kinds of things, man. The internet is a big, vast, amazing place, and it kind of makes me think how similar those PRs, because I know as much as, you know, we've been trying to do other things now for both of us, me as a content creator and you as one as well. But to bring Smash up immediately in this VOD, let's go. And how long was it? About 7 minutes? All right, that was a pretty good record so far.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Makes me think how their rankings would work in relation to Smash PRs. Do they do like a point-based system? Do like certain tournaments maybe count for more or something? Like some like PRs like for Smash do like regionals obviously count for more. Monthlies would count for more than like locals. Would they have like a local? Do they have locals or would they have bigger tournaments? There's so many questions, man, as to how that would work.
What, in terms of
how
like
that works, you know?
for Mario Kart?
Yeah, like in terms of how like rankings for Mario Kart goes.
So that's the thing.
They have like rankings for it.
Yeah, they have a whole like a pretty good Discord. So these are the things I'm talking about. So that's where the Master Hand Discord is going to go in terms of like linking more information about this stuff that is pretty important to like the overall experience if you're trying to do anything competitive Mario Kart wise, or you just want people to play with, whatever the case is. Just like there's information, right? So there's a lot of it. Most people don't know where to look. So my goal is to basically, you know, you bring together people on the surface and then you actually just link them to the people that actually know like what they're doing. But he has some sort of system. It's like pretty fleshed out. There's like I think he's got a few spreadsheets for it, but it's like all within his Discord server. So it's like all information that could be like looked up and checked out and stuff. So to your question, I think a decent amount of it is explained there.
Oh, I'm sure. I know that existed yet because it's still a relatively new world to me. I mean, my experience with anything competitive Mario Kart has literally just been the Nintendo circuit so far.
Same.
And I guess the Nintendo
same.
of America tournament when they did that. But I mean, that was a little different. I mean, they had no CPUs in those tournaments, so you didn't get the same amount of points for winning different races. Yeah, it was a little flawed because there were times where you would just get matched up into a lobby with smaller amount of people and other people would just have more, and then if there weren't enough people in the lobby, the rest were not replaced by CPUs. So you didn't get the same amount of points for placing first in one race that you would in another, and therefore you could get first in more races than somebody else, and the point system would have been a little skewed, which it kind of was. But, you do some, you learn some. I mean, Nintendo, when it comes to their competitive scenes, you know, they usually do things to a T, and then they get, like, one or two things different. I won't say wrong. I'll say different than what we normally do. Like, they'll host, like, a competitive Smash tournament, and, you know, their format will be like, oh, free-for-alls up until top 2. And then it's a 1v1 with no items.
Yeah, that's there's just so many different people doing so many different things, and it's hard to organize on that. Like how can you, right? It's because no one knows what the next one's doing, and everyone might not agree. So I'm a big proponent of if it's good, it'll work. You know what I mean? So like in a way of like Mario Kart rankings, especially like just by virtue of anyone doing anything at all, because that's like a pretty big like bite to take. Like competitive Mario Kart's tricky for a lot of reasons, but in either case, yeah. So like, but if the rankings work and the people within the community seem happy and satisfied with it, and then it's good. And if not, and if they're being vocal, like that's how these things start. I think that's basically like, back to Smash Brothers. Another 4 minutes. All right, not too bad. So yeah, I think that's something that's worked here with like the New Jersey Power Rankings. Like it's just been sort of open forum. Like if people are pissed about things, they're vocal, and then stuff changes. So that's kind of the blessing of being small communities. You can do stuff like that, you know. You can. Doesn't mean everybody does or wants to, but you can. You know, it's definitely there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see how competitive communities start. You know, like some people just think like, so many of them start as just like a couple of friends, you know, just sitting in like a room or like in like their dad's shop or something doing something, and then more people just have the idea to come in, and then things just grow like any other thing in this great nation of ours where ideas can spawn out of nowhere. Forgive me for laughing in the middle of your thought. It is because Kugi hit himself with his own green shell. And I couldn't help but laugh at that. Yeah, I just don't know why he threw that. He threw it in this area that he's in right now, in this like this little tight part of Toad Harbor that, you know, is just pretty much meant for items ricocheting up into your face. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Thinking that it would be a good idea to throw something there. Kugi, you are definitely too good for that. As we got Cold Brew over at the left here. Or is that actually Kunio, or did you...
Oh yeah, no, that's my mistake. It is okay. Cold Brew indeed, Cold Brew.
And speaking of Cold Brew, I love his webcam.
Dude, his layout is really good.
My
He's
God.
very clever. He's very clever.
Windows XP.
Yeah, and he makes some content himself, a little bit more like Cold Brew's a cool guy, and good taste for sure with the webcam stuff.
I like his tag.
Let's see.
Because I love cold brew of all types. Beer, coffee, the whole shebang. Rise Cold Brew as well, by the way. That was the company that I was a brand ambassador for before the pandemic. But it's good. It's good stuff. I would definitely recommend ordering their stuff on Amazon. Rise Cold Brew, really, really, really good stuff. If you like cold brew coffee.
Yeah, I remember you had those things.
I still do. They're all in my basement. Like, they were all given to me, you know, like as just my supply to be able to hand out when I was in grocery stores. But not exactly a good time to be handing out free samples in grocery stores.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nobody's gonna really want those from a stranger in New Jersey. in a grocery store, so that's been put on hold for now. But here's to the future, of course, and here's to Royal. Switching to Villager, actually. Villager, and how long has it been? About 3 minutes this time? All right, let's go. Let's bring up Smash again. Let's go. Pokelam, I believe, actually finishing 4th place at yesterday's Fusion tournament.
Yeah, that
with
was
his Villager.
Yeah, that was a wacky tournament. There was a lot of unusual placings.
There was a Mac and Grants.
Yeah, there was a Mac and Grands, and then what was it? Oh, it was in winners finals against it was literally a Central Jersey but not like the Central Jersey you're thinking. Like winners finals. It was and someone else. 2 guys who go to Platinum Star.
Somebody named Jazer.
Oh, okay, never mind, not Jazer. That was Grands. I thought someone else. Oh no, I'm thinking of semis. Oh, it was Pharaoh. Pharaoh's
third
Yoshi.
place was Pharaoh.
Yeah, and Pharaoh actually has competed in a lot of these Mario Kart tournaments as well. So at least a couple. He has streamed once or twice. It's been a minute, dude. Look at Cold Brew's layout. That's so good.
Oh my god!
Wow, this guy's got it all figured out. Oh my god, that's so cool.
It looks like it's gonna crash any minute now, dude. Look at it.
Yeah, it's really like authentic all around.
But it's
dude.
not, because it's just an aesthetic. I'm sorry. I don't know why I have the energy all of a sudden. I worked out for so much before this.
That's why you got the energy.
I was exhausted.
That's literally why you have.
I planked. I did push-ups.
That's why you have the energy,
squats,
bro.
I did presses. I did. What else did I do?
I told you.
Curls. That's the other one. No. I've been exercising. I've been doing that not in lieu of streaming, I guess, but I haven't been streaming because I've been doing this as well as. Oh my God, Kunio gets a damn bullet bill into a star in 5th place. You legend. I don't know whether to be mad at that or
Yeah,
he got destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a whole nother lap to work with. This is double blue team. I know we got these are. I think so. We have like a total of 3 queues right now. This being one of them. So I'm trying to lock down the others right now. Flipping through screens sometimes it's tricky. Oh, look at that, wrong screens. Right screens.
It'd be like that. As Kunio advances further, still sitting in 9th. Kugi moving up to 1st place as he is one to do, dabbing with his Donkey Kong. Oh, but he actually gets his fireball stolen. Not sure by who. Definitely by someone on the red team, obviously. And speaking of red, we got Glentendo up here in, I think, 8th place in front of Kunio right now as he tries slowly but surely to catch up with his Breath of the Wild Link. Oh, but he gets launched into the grass. Oh, that's no good. Oh, and those aren't good enough of items to make any significant comeback, man. You got a blue shell in 10th place while we're already on the final stretch here. Nah, nothing doing, man. He's going to stick with 8th.
Yeah, that happens, man. I'm trying to see. These are nice full lobbies today, actually. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, obviously, Knight, I was saying before, I saw Mr. M. Saw EO, pretty sure. And that is Royal, 1st place against Mega J Keezy, who's actually. I brought this up last time, but he's also a Kart Clash guy. And he, I guess, is like towards the top of the boards as far as I could see, because they have like a whole leaderboard thing. Actually, I'm gonna look at their Discord right now because I think they have a couple sections like about tournaments, and then one tournament is a qualifier for another tournament, and then those tournaments I think are used heavily for rankings. But don't quote me on this. I'm actually gonna learn a lot about it later on, just to have a call and kind of learn a little bit more about it.
Couldn't quote you if I tried.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, and eventually all this information will be easy enough for me to be like, oh, just look here, and you'll learn all of these things. That should hopefully be set up quite soon. Because I do have the Mastering Discord like all organized for this. Now it's just a matter of like announcing it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I've been like casually sort of mentioning it, But all right, anyways.
I peeped some of those sections.
Yeah, the thing is like they're still like in the works. Not everyone can have access yet because I'm making like React roles and stuff, so like you could easily sign up for notifications if you want them, so that way you don't get like at everyone spammed all the time. Because that's like the #1 thing that sucks about servers. But you're there for like in a server for a reason, and if it's a specific reason, you can use a role for it, and I can just at you then. You know what I mean? Like instead of just like, hey, like we have smashed all these other things, and so one at everyone does not fit like all at everyone's.
Yeah, that's true. Because even commentating this, I've just heard notifications from all the Discords I'm in and whatnot, so I can imagine wanting to spread that out a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it's like overwhelming. You know, it's overwhelming, especially even if like you're someone competing in the tournaments. Like, it's sometimes just you just see a bunch of like notifications come through, and it's like, and you know, and sometimes you just don't want them. Sometimes you don't even want these notifications, you know?
Yeah. Shoutouts to man.
Yep. Definitely.
Got him. Got AJ up here at the front. Is that Eric Gordon?
I think it is actually. I think it very well may be Eric Gordon. I know he's raced in a couple of these at least.
Yeah, and I do believe he was commentating for Fusion last night for a long time on the secondary stream with Duramgar, which is pretty hyped to see. I haven't seen him cast in a while. He used to be one of my main casting buddies at the Kingdom Weekly back when we were doing those. Obviously before the pandemic hit. For now, he was before he went to school over at Villanova.
Yeah, Eric Gordon's
good stuff to him.
Eric Gordon's good people.
Just another one of the good lads, you know. You got to just know, Chris. I mean, there are lads and there are landlubbers. You don't want to be a landlubber.
Yeah, I think I've heard.
Just don't.
I think I've heard that somewhere, and also right here, right now.
You probably heard it from Wise Guy.
I don't think.
Just
I don't think I've actually ever heard it. I was just trying to make you feel better.
Oh, okay. Well,
did it work? Oh, dude, no, Cookie's out of control. This is the last.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think is it just his teammates in front of him?
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. I think there was.
Actually, yeah, those are both blue people.
Yeah.
I believe Mr. M and.
Oh no. Okay.
Is that Luigi Bryce? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that's Eric Gordon or not, by the way.
For a second.
Anyways, so yeah, here's Cold Brew just finishing up what he's got going on too, and Royal about to get going. Let's see, where is he headed? And yeah, he's kind of been on his own the whole time. I think because he's been changing around the racers a little bit. So sometimes when you drop out of a Laudy, you miss out of like a big one. Are you still in the Garfield? Yeah, I just realized the Garfield too. Dude, why is this overlay so good? I'm kind of jealous. This is like it's an amazing overlay. Look at that.
Oh, that's his chat. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even realize that's sick.
It's beautiful,
what a
man.
sick. I'm going to message him and tell him about his
it's
layout.
It's super cool.
It's really sick. Switching to Toadette, actually. That is actually not a common character. I have... Oh, never mind. We King Boo out here, who was actually much more common of a character. Got my hopes up. Never mind. I wish you played... Yo, shout out to Garfield Kart. I actually forgot about that game. Oh, you want to hear some actual fun facts?
Yeah.
This was like 2 years ago. Something like that. Maybe a little... Actually, I think longer ago, now that I think about it. Before Smash Downs, I was streaming Mario Party with Drex. We were net playing it because we were getting ready for Platinum Star Party.
Yo,
if and what you recall.
I was thinking about Platinum Star Party for a little bit, actually, a little earlier today. You know, I know a lot of people are playing Mario Kart right now, or Mario Party right now too. It's interesting, man. That was a weird event that happened, but I'm glad it did.
Me too. I definitely had a lot of fun on that part, but I correlate that to Garfield, right? Because there was this weird visual glitch that was happening while we were playing netplay, like on one of the boards, you know, like every few turns or something, literally the whole board would just turn black. Like the assets would just not load or whatever, and they wouldn't be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he made a bet with mine and his chat that if it happened again on a certain turn, that he would have to play Garfield Kart and stream it.
Oh.
And he lost that bet because it came up, the lights were off again on the Mario Party board. We got that weird visual glitch again. And he kind of just never did it. So I feel like I had to out Drex right now publicly on the Master Man Gaming stream. You owe your viewers Garfield Kart.
Wow.
You gotta play some Garfield Kart with them.
You heard it
here.
Who
would you main in Garfield Kart? I feel like I'd play either Odie or maybe or maybe Nermal.
Dude, I'm kind of a traditionalist. I'm almost surprised you wouldn't just use Garfield since you're like a Mario guy. But looking at the top left,
I play Metal Garfield.
Oh, I see. Royal looked like he was in a lobby full of the squad, man. I think that was all red and some bots. But either way, we take those for sure. No one knows exactly how the how the settings work in this game in terms of like getting you into lobbies and stuff. But for teams, sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't, and then sometimes the other team just totally outpowers you. That's something we're gonna have to take a look at. I'm gonna try and get the scores up now that we've had a few races in. So. Because it looks like I've seen some pretty good red finishes today. I don't know what blue's been looking like, because to be honest with you, I've been fiddling around with all these screens and I kind of just lost track. So I'm gonna have to get us up to date on Teamdo circuit.
At least for the most part, we know who's who based on the characters they're playing and from their webcams.
Yeah. So okay. I see JRX is in here today too. Yeah, JRX and Kugi winning that one. EO in second, man. Pretty solid. Yeah, we got the boys out today, and it does look like red team does have the player advantage. It has 15 people on it, where blue has 11. So red has the obvious lead in the meanwhile by kind of a lot. But the notables are Royal sitting at the top, who is streaming. Yeah, he is streaming today. We've been watching him. He's top left right now. He's currently in the lead with 75 points, and then it gets a little hairy between places like I'd say 2 through 4, which is Mega J Keezy, Osranium, 2 Kart Clash boys, and AJ. Not sure who AJ is. He might actually come from there too, as I'm looking at the icon, with Glenn Talon at 5th, tied with Bryce, Kugi, and Victini. Wow, it's a 4-way tie for 5th. But
Ew.
yeah, right. So let's.
I thought AJ was Air Gordon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is or not, to be entirely honest with you. I kind of think it might not be.
The me kind of looked like him. I don't know if that's a good way to judge. I don't think so.
I'm honestly not sure. But, like, I don't want to say yes for sure, because then I go into the assumption, and then it turns out, like, later. Like, I'd rather assume it not, and then, like, I assume it later where someone's just like, yo, they thought I was this person the whole time. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an honest mistake. You work hard on these tournaments. Don't beat yourself up.
We're watching.
Don't do that.
We're watching Royal.
We got
twice,
Royal
by the
out here
way.
though with the
Yeah.
pipe frame. I love it, and that's one of the classic. That's one of the most classic pipe frames too, because Wario is actually from the game where that was the main kart when you play Mario Kart 64. That was actually the first Mario Kart game he was in. I just realized that he wasn't in Super Mario Kart. I don't think he existed yet
Wario?
as a character. Yeah, 93? Is that when?
Well, he was, let's see, he was on the Game Boy Color, was he not?
Yeah, the first game he was in was Super Mario Land 2. He was the main villain in that game.
Yeah,
and,
so
all right, it is time to look that up.
Yeah,
right
say
now.
that should bring you probably to like very early 90s. I think 93 actually
Super.
sounds like it might be a possibility, if not maybe like 92.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart.
Actually, I might
when
be
did this
going the
come
wrong
out?
way.
Here's
Maybe
got the
94.
wiki right here. I need the facts. Yeah, it says 1992, Japan, August 27th, 1992. So hold up. Super Mario Land 2. Yeah, Super Mario Land 2.
By the way, everyone waiting to join
October
this.
21st, 1990. Yeah, Wario. Oh yeah, Wario did not even exist yet as a character yet. That explains
Well,
it.
That's Royal taking first and kind of asserting his dominance further on first place here. I think that's going to put him actually a decent ways away from the results I had in the past. So that's Royal. On top, it looks like the stream working out for him, but it does look like literally everybody's in the same lobby now. So that's going to make things a little bit easier for me in my brain. So, yep, that's everyone all in the same place. So yeah, we'll see where we go. This is a good one because there was a lot of people towards the top, I think, in here. I don't know if Ozranium's in here. It doesn't look like he is, but neither is Glenn. But Cuneo is there. Yeah, so this should be a good race. But anyways, so what year was Wario actually created then?
Both the same year, just Wario a few months later.
But like, what, it was 93?
92.
92. Okay, so okay,
92
I was going the right way.
Yeah, general ballpark, early 90s. Yeah, it was Super Mario Land 2, where they just came up with Wario as a character. Then he got his own spin-off based on that same series that's essentially played the same way, and then the rest was history.
Yo, let's go United Kingdom. Nice. That was a tag.
Oh, the UK? I love the UK. Oh, yeah. Oh, you love the UK.
I do love the UK. Big fan. Anyways.
I like the UK, too.
Anyways, this is actually... I think pretty good racers on both ends that I saw. I'm trying to think of who was shorthanded.
What is Royal doing? You cheeky bastard.
This is the thing is, I think, yeah, so he is in first right now overall, definitively. So he's playing a different game. He's playing a different game. He's just kind of trying to be slow and see what happens. And look, yeah, that's good, man. All right, so let's see what he's up to. Meanwhile, Koogie's doing the usual things, and that is just like towards the front. Behind Zodiac, who's also been very solid and also comes from Kart Clash Series, which was news to me. I didn't know actually where Zodiac was from, but yeah, so my man is definitely good and he always plays as well. Meanwhile, Kunio right in the middle of the pack, and I do think, okay, yeah, it's Blue, I think, who is maybe a racer short. Red has a couple more, or another racer or two, so that does kind of have implications because sometimes, like, you get item advantage at that point. You know what I mean? Like the item usage, especially if you get like a blue shell or a red shell, is gonna just be better coming from like a human player than a bot, probably.
Yeah, that's true. You know, like the what do you call it? The CPUs don't really implement any strategy, really. Plus, I think they do throw items at their own teammates, if I'm not mistaken, which is, you know, a silly thing to have programmed into a team battle. But, yeah, so
Dude,
it's definitely a slight
Did
disadvantage
you
on the
see
part of
that?
the blue team, but it's nothing. One teammate is nothing they really can't make
Did
up
you
very
see
much.
the
That's really
thing?
not that big of a deficit.
Did you see the thing that just happened?
I've been
Royal
watching Royal this whole time. What happened?
So he basically was turned sideways at the items. It was going like parallel to the path, or I'm sorry, perpendicular to the path, and then he was going sideways and then mushroomed through them and then forward to like get all of them.
Oh my god.
He's mad, man. Look, and now he's in second place. Remember what we were watching before? Ended up at third. He was just kind of memeing with the items. That's incredible, man.
Oh my god.
But either way,
I've never seen a person really style in Mario Kart.
I suppose we were watching Koogie twice.
Have you ever seen it? I didn't even notice. I was paying all attention to Scott Sterling over here, freaking Royal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was amazing.
Anyways, so that's pretty interesting. Interesting to see what level of control some people have in Mario Kart. Some people really just know the game and like play it enough.
That they do.
They just know.
Speaking of people who know the game, what is up, Ozranium? Good to see you.
Oh,
Thanks for stopping by. Out here to the stream.
Cold Brew's actually going right now, and it does look like he's in second. Frame rate be damned. He's doing okay.
What is that one at the top right? I can't even tell.
I know, I can't tell. It's blurred. I think that's probably that's on his end, but that's okay. At least he's streaming, and that's a good thing. Shouts to everyone new who's like streaming stuff, by the way. That's awesome. We have 3 new streamers today, which is something I should have brought up way earlier. I think I did, but kind of got lost. But yeah, Cold Brew being one of them, Kunio, Royal, all these guys, first time streaming for this circuit anyways. So definitely appreciate you guys. You know, and feel free to do it more. You know, I promise I'll talk about your gameplay too. Just sometimes Mario Kart just inspires all these other things, so that's what happens.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that it does that, and you brought it up before we went live.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's what happened.
that's
like,
probably.
You brought it up to you were yeah.
I was pretty stoked about it, and I still am, by the way. So don't think I haven't noticed that and don't appreciate it, because it's cool, especially like in the case of Royal, where I'm getting to see him do some kind of interesting things that you don't usually see out of the usual streamers on here, and that's to no one's discredit. It's literally different. There's just so many different levels of Mario Kart gameplay. So being able to see some of them a little bit more intimately in this form is nice. Because otherwise, we're kind of just commentating around everybody else, and definitely still happy to do that. So Kunio is looking like he's got a lot of ground to cover. Something must have happened to him earlier on, but it does look like he's making fast progress. Meanwhile, Royal sitting in first comfortably, our sort of leader for the day. On the team that has, hold on, which team did I say had more entrants? Okay, no, red team does have the player advantage, so not taking anything away. He's obviously racing very well. I'm just saying, sometimes that does work against the blue team if they're short.
Yeah, for sure, to have one down, and it's not good, especially considering how far back Kunio is right now. I see Mr. M a little bit near him. I mean, you got Kugi right now, up in front right now, and actually Bryce even further ahead of him. Never mind, I thought Royal was still in first, but it's looking like he's gonna fall back to third here real quick, which makes the blue team the front runners right here, which is really important considering that they're down one. I mean, they're the ones who are really going to have to farm these points a little bit more, and that is assuming that the lower echelon, whatever,
You got it.
tight on I
Yeah,
did
good
it,
luck
thank
to
you,
you.
of players on the red team are going to place ahead of the CPUs because that's how it normally goes. But I mean, there are some times, you know, when you're on the lower half of the spectrum on any given race or any given team, really, that you just don't place ahead of them. Like right there on the left, like you see, like not on the left, I mean on both, it's the same race, but you have the CPUs at the bottom, which is how it normally is. But once in a blue moon, it's sometimes they're going to pass you, and that could, you know, be the make or break difference from time to time for the teams.
Yeah, that's definitely like where the I guess, what do you want to call them? I guess just the races are sort of won and lost is sort of in those places. But that's going to be Cold Brew that we're watching right now, not Royal. So just ignore that tag. But yeah, Royal all on his own, I think, or Cold Brew all on his own. I do think that the other guys are all hanging in together. And yeah, I know Cold Brew's been a little bit, I don't want to say late, but he hasn't been here for like the full grind of Glintendo circuits quite yet. He just has really gotten more active, I think, in the past maybe 4 circuits, and each time doing a little bit better and better. So that's always fun to see as well. You know, despite having the really good stream overlay, that's actually fitting the upload speed a little nicely. Wow, that actually kind of saved him, but then that egg did not save him. Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little costly, unfortunately. But
Not sure what lap this is. I can't tell at the bottom left. It's looking like this next one is the last one. All right, good for him. He still got a chance to pull a little bit more forward here.
Still got some time. Meanwhile, do have Kugi off and running, doing his thing, and I'm gonna try and get the beat on the other guys. Oop, okay, so Royal is going.
On Music Park. A classic.
Yeah,
down at the top right, we got Royal still in first.
I haven't met a person who doesn't like Music Park, for sure. It's a good stage, man. It came in at a good time for Mario Kart, and then like it translated really well to this one, and it just looks nice.
If you don't like Music Park, you don't like music. I don't make the rules. I just follow them, dude.
Something like that.
Yeah. Alright, still front running here is Royal by a pretty sizable margin as well. If you look at that, you got a lot of red people towards the right there. I mean, oh, never mind. I thought it was only one in the middle between Link and Wario right there, but that is not the case. You actually have another one in between that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, cause... And this is
a Toad player in between that.
Yeah, this is kind of the theme of today. I mean, it's a little bit more of the team that outweighs a little bit. You know, you start seeing, you know, they take races in packs. Like, they'll take places 1 through 4, and that's kind of how it goes. With that, you know, that's how you make a big jump on the overall standings. But meanwhile, Kugi is kind of fighting tooth and nail for blue team, coming up towards a bit of the home stretch here. Got a little bit of room to go, but kind of at a huge deficit. I'm not sure who the Peach is, so we'll have to wait and see who that is, but that's going to be costly.
God.
It's going to be very costly. It looks like the Peach is... Okay, no, Bryce is the Luigi. There's Zodiac. All right, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. It was really good driving towards the end right there.
That was Royal, man.
Land that drift
Silly
on the
me.
corner of the grass.
Oh, no, it was Joshua. Royal won his race. But yeah, look at that pack of blue. Good lord. Anyways, shout out to Joshua, blue team in a pack right behind him, but yeah, the team format is very broken. That's something I think we're gonna have to like talk to Glenn about for sure. It just, the way the queues work and the way the entrants work, it just doesn't really translate to like how it wants to work, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the way the numbers crunch at the end of it, it is a little bit flawed. You know, it's where the regular circuits are What am I
Well,
trying
I
to say
think
here?
well, the regular circuits are a little bit simpler because there's no multiple numbers of anything affecting anything. Like, you're not totaling anything. It's just like individual performance. Teams, we had that one week where we tried to do 3v3, and there was like a, there's a Smash GG to it, and I think with all of the problems we had with it, like, I should say all the problems Glenn had with it, I was just watching everyone get DQ'd. But there was like an auto DQ timer, and then people weren't signing in and then getting DQ'd, and basically the whole bracket imploded. And I think he got so sort of turned off by the idea of even trying to do anything a little bit more fleshed out. And I can't say that I blame him, but like, yeah, that was sort of the end of any real innovation there. But I think there's a lot we can do other than this for like.
Sometimes a bad experience can turn you off from something initially, but it's important to remain open-minded, because sometimes all it would need is like a few tweaks or a couple of tweaks to really turn it into something better. But if you never give it that chance, you're never gonna know. I mean, I don't know, man. Glenn's an open-minded guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I'm sure he'd be open
Well,
to
the
the
thing
idea
is
if we had some other ones.
I do think the intention for the Glentendo circuits, like the team one for any case, was just like another, like just to have another event basically. I think it was basically just like oh, here's just like another way to play once a week, But who knows? Maybe he will want to change it up or make it something a little bit more cohesive. He's very into like the whole like making it work. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to try and turn it up for something that holds a little bit better competitively, so to speak. Because yeah, right now definitely this just for fun. I enjoy streaming the free for all tournament so much more. It's almost too much for me. Because, now not only am I just trying to see, like, one player, now I'm trying to see, like, what teams are on. Because, like, even right now, we have 3 people streaming from Blue. And that's awesome just to have all the new streamers. But without any real order, it's just, like, you only really see, like, one side of the story, especially in this particular case. It just gets, like, I don't know. It's sort of just, it's like watered down free-for-alls, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I like to think about is that the fact that like these people are also, these players, I should say, are all also competing for points. Because you go into the Discord and people still brag about placing higher than others, despite being on the same team or not. So at the end of the day, these guys are out here racing with their own stories as well. I mean, I feel like how much is it us emphasizing the fact that this is teams and they are playing on different teams and forgetting that, these guys are also playing to outrank each other as well. That's not the main focus, but that is also a part of it. Teams could be flawed, but like maybe we're looking at it like the wrong way, man.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. But in either case, I don't even think there's a problem with that. I think a lot of people do just sort of like to have like the event to do it and meet new friends. Because like, yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, we got a bunch of the guys who do a lot of the competitive races. Entering these things and still just having fun, like racing against everyone, and just it's classic community building 101, which is literally what I'm trying to do with the channel. As corny as it sounds, like it's stuff that is required, so it's good to have. But is there ways that it can be better? I think so. Like, I think it can.
Yeah, it could be better. I mean, if making friends is corny, then I live on a cob.
I knew you were gonna do something like that. It was okay.
Only thing cornier are the jokes, Bo. But all right, we got a switch of character and a switch of Kart here. Going with, I forget the name of that one, Scooty something. I don't know. I forget what it is, but he's gonna rock the Wendy with it with the monster tires. Going up in forefront. I myself only have one more thing to unlock in Mario Kart, and that is the golden tires.
I gotta get on that. Yeah, I haven't done so.
Dude, you need 10,000 coins to unlock.
Yeah, I know. It's a ton, and I've put nearly enough time into this game. But the thing is like, I feel like if it took my time for Mario Kart 8 and not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I had everything in that game.
Oh my god, same. Like, there's so much stuff I had to unlock that I was unlocking in this game, or this version of it, because of the Glentendo circuit, that beforehand, with all the other games that they were releasing for the Switch, it's like, I wouldn't have bothered to, like, sit down, grind out, and, like, unlock again. I was playing Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, that's,
when that dropped, you know what I'm saying? Especially since this is a game where I unlocked everything that was in here already. It's like, where's the motivation?
Yeah,
now we got the circuit, so here's the motivation.
Yeah, I'm very much with you on that in either case, because it's just like I already did all this. I don't want to do it again.
Exactly.
Also, I also think these guys are on different races despite being on the same course, but I could be wrong. So if it's confusing at the end, that's because it was. But it was just confusing. But Royal's there too with at least one of these guys. They got to all be in the same one. It's got to be that. But yeah,
it's kind of just like the fact of how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
It's all good, man. But
yeah. Cookie just got creamed there. Yeah, it's looking like this Bowser's got one right here, 5th up there. Yeah, it's looking like this Bowser's Castle race is the same race. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Well, we'll find out momentarily, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same one with how these guys match up in the lobby. Meanwhile, you got Kugi fighting here in 6th at the Hyrule Circuit. Oh, you're going to want to watch this. Check it out. He's going to save his mushroom here, going to use the boost to jump through here, and then use his mushroom, because he always goes for that shortcut no matter what. He's labbed out enough that he has enough time. Like, he actually saves time going through that, and even skidding on the grass, you know, it's just... He saves time doing that despite even turning, like, what am I trying to say here? Saves time going through that despite the fact that he's driving on grass. It's less time doing that than it is to actually do the main turn while you're on the normal road. So he goes for that even when he doesn't have a mushroom or anything. But when he has a mushroom, then he's just able to go through that one super fast, as he actually gets hit by JRX, who saves him from Osranium along the way. But what is Kugi doing? Why are you going towards the center? The ramp was not there.
Yeah, Osranium, it seems like he's having a pretty good day today, so that'll be cool to see him pop off. Yet another Kart Clash friends. Those guys are definitely the goats. Because these tournaments, and I think this one had, what was it, 28 today? Hold on, let me get confirmation on that. But a fair amount. 26, not bad. And then I think on Sunday there was like 29, so that's pretty solid as far as Mario Kart goes. Or as far as really anything goes, man. Shout out to you guys who are actually coming out and like playing consistently. That's awesome. But that other race did conclude, so let's see what that looks like. Looks like Blaze won. Becker brothers making it happen. Joshua, I'm not sure who Joshua is, but obviously doing pretty well today. We saw won that one race, got second in that race, so probably towards the top of the rankings. I guess it's about time we got a refresh on that.
Yeah, Cold Brew with how he's been doing so far, uncharacteristically down in last for that last race.
Yeah,
unfortunate for him.
Rough outing for Kugi, but BL Zeta at the top of that, and that's a name that I'm not familiar with, but shouts to them for coming out here and winning races. So I don't know, are all these guys in the same place? It looks like we're all back. Oh wait, no, we're not. Kugi's still separate. I was gonna say we're all back together again, but we're not.
Yeah, definitely not back together yet, as it looks like, yeah, these bottom, these 3 at the side here, or should I say, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th screens right there, all in the same lobby. Kugi still on his own. Sometimes it is just my teammates in some games, so I take him down for first, you madman.
Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of an education here. So it turns out that Royal and Zeta are Banana Legion. Shout out to Banana Legion, that's hype. And then Mega Victini and I are on a team called PH. All right, cool. Eventually, you know what's crazy is I know that this eventually I'll like have all this lore down. I've done it for Smash. It's actually kind of cool until you get it, seeing where everyone's coming from. Because I know some of these guys are actually West Coast, which is really neat. Obviously, as we're on the East Coast, yeah. So. You know, bridging together worlds and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, you guys, I encourage you to check out some of our Smash content. We got some other stuff, yada yada. But you guys already know that. Right now, yeah, everyone kind of just getting started. These are all lap 1, so it's sometimes hard to really see what's what because all the action doesn't really happen until like lap 3 starts. Well, I shouldn't say all of the action, but a lot of the like, you know, this person's gonna win or not is kind of comes in that time.
Yeah, it's too early to judge at some points. Like right here, we see Kugi just front running, and he's just, doing that. Ain't too much to commentate, see right there. But now when we get towards these second laps, this is where things start to get towards the bread and butter. And I think it's been a long time here, Chris, so I think we're ready to say it. How long has it been? Maybe like 15, 20 minutes, I think so.
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah, it's time for more Smash.
Yeah, more
like it's
Smash
like sort of the
reference.
equivalent of like being at a major and trying to find out where the best matches are.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
not always in pools, and it's not always in top 8. Sometimes it's in those top 32 matches to see who's going to qualify for top 8 or the top 64. That's where like the real meat of some things is. As somebody who's commentated at, multiple nationals and majors and whatnot, I did top 64 Tri-State Showdown. That's where a lot of those juicy matches come in. Those game 5s for people to get into top 32 and top 8 and everything. It's sort of the equivalent of Mario Kart when you're in the second lap. Second lap is where that's where ish changes, man. Sometimes you have somebody who will just run for the whole race. Like, look at the left here. Look at that distance between Kugi and the Lemmy behind him.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, that was pretty well played by Kugi, as it would seem. And Royal, not as much in that position because he's got people right on his tail from the looks of it.
Exactly. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make here. Sometimes it's that close, and then sometimes you got, like, Zero's tournament spree right there at the left, where it's just, like, untouchable, no contest the whole time. It's when you're talking about, what you can commentate and what you can't. Sometimes you just have somebody front run the whole time, and sometimes it's closer and Royal.
Yo,
oh my
what was
God,
that thing that happened? What was that, like, turn? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but he won. Yeah, I don't know.
This guy's so
Royal's
rude.
a freak, man. He's good.
This guy's so rude. Dude,
this is the power of Banana Legion. He's just trying to let you know. So yeah, that's Joshua right in second place, and I think that was Mega J Keezy. I looked away too quick. It was. So yeah, that's the red team taking a nice little 1-3 sweep, and yeah, so these guys are all gonna stick together. Meanwhile, Kugi's off and running in kind of abbreviated queue, and this sucks for whoever's on red because I think it was 5. I think it's 5 blue against 1 red. So the thing is sometimes races like these, like the red person will still, like, I've seen them win. It doesn't happen often, but like it can happen. Sometimes, like, you can just outplay people.
Yeah. No, sometimes that honestly does happen. There's a way to do it in Mario Kart, Sometimes you'll just, like, have a bad start, or you'll get hit by a bunch of items in the beginning or whatnot, and then, like, about a minute later, you'll wind up in third, behind just only 2 other people who aren't that far away from you. And it has nothing to do with the item distribution or anything like that. Sometimes, you're just a better Mario Kart player. You're just a better driver. You know the track better. You know how to, like, take better utilization of drifts. It's no different in that sense than any other game. I feel like players like Kugi and, like, the ones on Banana Legion and Pirate Hackers, they wouldn't take the game that seriously if it didn't have that at least ounce or semblance of competitive,
there's a ton.
grind in it. You know what I mean?
I check out some of these guys, as you find them on Twitter, and check out some of their clips, and you just see some of the way they do things, and you're like, all right, yeah, this person has a very good command over this game, and definitely is a shoe-in to win any given race. There's a certain level of play that you could see that's just sometimes a little different. And that is even something like we've seen, we're seeing Kugi do it, which is so cool because Kugi kind of started with Nintendo Circuit, so I feel like that's like if as Kugi develops as a Mario Kart player, I feel like it's always cool just to think about he started with, like, kind of what initially started almost like a meme sort of fun tournament, but has now turned into, like, a pretty good actual tournament. With all these really good players playing in it, which is really cool. So, anyways, Royal off to not quite an early lead. I don't know who's in front of him, but he's catching up quick, past him. He's catching up so quick that he passed him as I was saying it, and then kept him off. So he's going to continue to run ahead. Meanwhile, Kugi is approaching the finish line here and does have red in front of him. So that's going to be another strike to blue team as red pulls away just a little bit more. And I think this was... Hold on, let me see. But this was the short queue.
Oh, no, he passes. Never mind. I thought that blue shell was going to come in clutch for the blue team right there, but nothing doing. Kugi putting his hand in his head. Not happy about that one whatsoever as the rainbow... not the rainbow. The ribbon road race rages on here in the second lap. Still plenty of action to be had. You know what I would say?
What would you say?
I would say... What would I say?
What would you say?
I would say that at some point, I feel like Glentendo should be interviewed about the Glentendo circuit.
Yeah, I've asked Glenn about this, and I've even wanted him on regularly just to, like, cast. But obviously he plays, so it's hard to really cast and play, as you're well aware. I mean, effectively anyways.
Yeah, it depends on, like, the level of, like, precision you're trying to get, you know, like, or quality, you know?
Yeah, or something.
Am I just talking or am I commentating? You know?
Exactly. So, and there's definitely a delicate mix of all that in there. So, in either case, to Glenn here, I think he was on like one time and his like microphone was just like it like died. So it was like, you know, it didn't work out because of that. But that is Royal finishing in second behind Mega J Keezy and Red just sweeping him. Meanwhile, Blue's gonna hold kind of a fat L there with 6 through 11. And then that hurts a little bit. But meanwhile, Kugi's just getting started once again. He's just a DK main, I guess, because it was Rosa, and then he had someone else. I can't remember who the other person was in between. And then now it's just DK all the time. I hate that. You know, it's funny. I see, actually, specifically Kugi, not to totally call him out, but I see him miss that shortcut a decent amount of times. But it doesn't ever seem that detrimental. Like, he kind of just gets, like, put right back on. He doesn't fall behind that hard. So maybe that's just, like, one of those shortcuts you just take, knowing that, like, there isn't a severe consequence, but, like, you might miss it. And it can only give you a boost.
Low risk, high reward.
Yeah, like, which is not intuitive at all, but apparently seems to be sort of what that shortcut's all, what that shortcut's all about.
Got some card switching up for Cold Brew down here at the bottom right. He's got the Biddy Buggy with the little roller tires as well, and I think he might have switched to the airplane glider going down the bottom right there. Sticking with King Boo, as he's one to do, and this is looking like it's going to be a good race already, and you want to know why? It's because there's only Mount Wario down there at the bottom right.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's favorite. Yeah, Mount Wario, but right now we do have Music Park, everybody's favorite. We were talking about that just a little earlier. Cuneo and Royal going at it. They are actually kind of close and just getting started, really. And Blue needs the points, so hopefully Cuneo can figure something out. And Cuneo is a good player. I didn't happen to see if he's outnumbered or not in this particular queue, but is going to take that shell, and it's definitely going to slow him down a little bit. Let's see what he does to catch up. He's got plenty of room, but yeah, there's Mount Wario off and running, and Kugi, really close to the finish, looking like kind of a little bit of a bad go here. Is currently sitting in 10th, but Ken still makes a little something happen, even if it's a couple places.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just see a lot of blue people around him, too, for the most part. He's able to get all the way up to 5th. He's laughing about it right there. A lot of blue people around him, a little lower than it should be, but they got Bryce up at the top front running for him to at least try to create a little bit better of a balance. So that alone actually should help distribute the weight, if you would, or at least distribute the points a little bit evenly among their communism, for sure. So it's a really good thing that they had Bryce at least finishing up a little close here, as Royal hangs back a little bit while he gets this red shell, waiting deliberately for Zodiac to pass him, so he could just roll this. He could just drift his way around. And that was really smart right there, utilizing the lag of the Piranha Plant right there. Because the thing is, you actually have a lot of iframes in this game of when you wake up from an attack upon get up, and that is so you can't, like, I mean, you know how you get hit by one item and then you wake up, you get hit by another item, and then all of a sudden you're down from like 1st to like 11th.
Dude, I'm just...
Well, they didn't want to make it that bad, so you have like some more iframes on the way up. So you see him, Royal, right here, utilizing those iframes to get around the blue shell.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, you know, he ended up... I didn't even see who passed him. Let me see who that
I believe it was Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think these guys probably play in a lot of the other tournaments together. But either case, yeah, it's pretty clear, like, seeing some of these guys play. Like, that was nuts, dude. Because there's, like, a lot of, like, slow down and start back up and all that going on. And I don't know. He does it effectively because he, like, ends up getting, like, first and stuff. But this is all we got active at the moment. So it's Cold Brew in first place. Winning that Mount Wario.
Popping off a little bit. You see that clap?
Yeah, man. Why not? You got first place. It's hype. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, no.
It's lit.
I'm not hip with the kids, Chris. What is...
He's doing a dance.
What's the name of that one? That's definitely from Fortnite. I just don't know.
That was pretty good. I couldn't see what was going on, but what I can see here is more Mount Wario. So that's good.
Ooh, and a race with more players too, including the great Glentendo, Bryce, Kugi, JRX. Oh my God!
Yeah.
This is actually this is a small but stacked one. Yeah, I don't know if you remember Smash HQ.
Yeah, of course I do. I streamed one of them.
I do. I remember that. That was actually one of the first times I ever saw Chris in the flesh. Like with the stream. The quality just upped so much because that was before I ever went down to much stuff in Central anyway. Just because I never had those opportunities at the time or for whatever reason. But point is, those brackets in that small venue, it was like very short but stacked. Pretty much the only people who entered those brackets were like the North New Jersey ranked player. So like you would go like 1 and 2 at that tournament, losing to like R Hungry and Unknown or Riz. Like that's how like small but stacked those brackets were. And I'm just looking at this particular lobby in this Mount Wario reminded me of that because there was only like 8 players in this lobby, but you saw who they were.
Did you just watch
like
Kugi
it was like JRX, all these players.
Yeah, it's cool seeing familiar faces, and that's kind of the whole point, man. I think. Because a lot of people who play other games, especially like Nintendo games, like there's so much bleed over, like from Smash to Mario Kart. Like it's on the same consoles, same characters you like. It makes a ton of sense. So seeing some more bleed over like that, even if it's online, not in person, is really cool. But Kugi is looking like he was doing some fancy stuff a little bit back there with the speed bursts, and maybe starting to get that bit of command that we're seeing from, like Royal, who's got such a good command over this game. So. Speaking of which, I don't know if Kugi's going to be able to track down Royal. It does look like he's sort of separating himself a little bit from the pack, effectively avoiding a red shell, but then getting hit by another. Not a third, and now back to being a close race.
From his teammate, too. That's got to be tilting. And, Joshua didn't even mean to do that when he drove by and he hit him with that. He was just drifting along. And then sometimes when you have 3 red shells or 3 green shells around you, you're just going to wind up hitting somebody. It's a hard thing to do. I mean, take a second and imagine actually driving like in a crowded location, right? Except for you just got spikes on your car and spikes on your rim. It's pretty difficult to not hit somebody.
Where did that shell
when
come
you're
from
in that
that
tight
hit
space.
Royal? Was that behind? Yeah, that was.
Where did what shell come from?
So Royal got hit. Wow. Blue team making a surge at the very end. It looked like taking possibly 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. But that's a rough, man. Royal was kind of front running that the whole time with Bryce. But Bryce does end up still winning.
Wow.
With Joshua right there from Germany. Shouts to that. That's hype. So, yeah, that was what we were talking about before. Sometimes it's hard to know what's really going to happen until like the last lap, let alone the last bit of the lap. So... tough break for Royal, but good stuff to Bryce, who now has has a few wins, so he's got to have moved up quite a bit. And I think now's as good a time as any to look to see for any updates or anything. But I know what else is going on. All right, Cunio's not going yet. He looks like he's going to be up with Kugi and Royal next. So right now all we got is Cold Brew. I'm going to get the scores ready. And, yeah, that's Cold Brew taking 4th. I don't know who's in front of them. Oh, yeah, that's not Royal. Might be. There we go.
Blue team, baby. My goodness. Making some strides.
Yeah.
While we, at 8:12 p.m. as we advance throughout these races. You saw Kugi in that Mount Wario race. He actually narrowly snuck by Glenn. Narrowly snuck by Glentendo to take 6th over him instead of 7th, which he was having a field day laughing about, as he would definitely be one to do. But here, looks like we got the same race between Royal and Kugi up here. It is Big Blue, a fan favorite. A lot of people love this track. It's in sections, as well as has many various shortcuts that you can jump around and jump on, as well as utilize the speed of the water on the downward slope section. A lot of people very much love this track. Speaking of which, we got another beloved track down there at the bottom left for Cunio and Royal Raceway. A very simple track, easy to utilize its shortcuts if you have good items on display. I think it's very much a track that rewards good driving. That rewards good driving for the most part, as well as just one that can have some pretty decent comeback factors in the item. In the item displacement, considering there is one line of items relatively right before the finish line there, which is a pretty interesting thing in itself.
Yeah, that is interesting and not really common to a lot of the stages. But yeah, this is one of those stages that came late in the game as DLC and then ended up being, I don't know. I think this race is kind of like I don't love it. I don't love it. I think the shortcuts are weird, and they kind of bother me a little bit. But that's something we talked about, I think, in one of the other circuits. Where basically
That does sound familiar.
Yeah, like when there's like really big like huge shortcuts, but really unintuitive and sort of just like you almost can find by accident, so to speak. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of those, but like it has a couple of those, I think, here. Right? I mean, there's a couple of those on this particular.
There are. I don't know so much in this section, but a beautiful snipe from Royal actually throwing a shell backwards and hitting Kugi directly to the face. That's going to send him all the way back to 6. He's got 3 mushrooms, but I don't think he's going to be able to recover from this. There's just too many red people in front of him as he gets hit by a bomb right towards the end, and he's going to have to settle for 7th in that race with Royal up to 2nd with a blue player in front of him in Joshua from Germany.
Yeah, there we go. And it sounds like Kart Clash is familiar with Joshua. It sounds like it might be AD Josh. So yeah, that's cool, man. Like I said, I know there's like a whole order of like players for Mario Kart that I just just getting to know them now, which is cool. But yeah, so that's Zodiac, Kunio, and Mr. M gonna sweep it for blue team, and they needed that kinda. I know that was a smaller queue, but like I said, we take those.
They were seemingly behind beforehand, so I think we are honestly starting to see a. I think we are honestly starting to see a bit of a comeback as we advance further throughout these races. We've seen blue team win a couple of these lobbies, have a pretty good middle ground throughout some of them, and it's still relatively despairing. They're still pretty far behind, but this has got to be at least a little bit
on the low,
better than it was before.
Glentendo in 2nd place. What is going on here? Must have made some late surges because let's see. Or maybe some people, I guess, started late because when we first started, I think, what was it? It was 15 to like 10 or something, or 15 to 11. So, yeah, a couple people coming in late. But either way, yeah, there's Bryce surging for blue right there with Kugi. That's top 3 red, and then yeah, a whole pack with Vic, Oz, and BL Zeta. So, I know that's Banana League now, so that's good.
Banana phone, bro.
Heck yeah.
Ring, ring, ring. Here we go on Dragon Jufway. Got Zeta representing Banana League in front of him. Dude, that's already so hype in itself that he represents an organization called Banana League.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good word. That sounds
First
like
of all,
name.
the potassium, mad good for you. Second of all, I had a banana today. You know what I did? And I actually, in my workout, I felt a little bit more groggy than I was before. And I think I learned I'm one of those people who doesn't like to drink his protein shake while he's really working out.
Yeah, not
because it was
everybody.
thick, and I felt a little off doing it just because my stomach was a lot full. Because there was a lot of stuff in that shake. I put a banana in it, the ice cubes to keep it cold, a lot of peanut butter, a shit ton of muscle milk.
Yeah, it could be heavy.
That kind of stuff, and that was just a lot of protein at once while I was working out. Because the first time I did that same workout, I was like, I felt like I was on air. Like I just felt really good afterwards. But then while drinking that, it wasn't the same. But point is, Banana League, definitely a top tier name for an organization that plays competitive games.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, so we're slowly getting all the good info. Hold on, let me shrink down a little bit of this. Well, actually, I don't want to take Kunio off yet. I'll wait till after this, but
yeah, Kunio's doing pretty well in this race. Definitely don't want to take the camera off of him so far as he sits in second, only with another Breath of the Wild Link player in front of him, actually. I don't know who exactly that is, but it's looking like we're probably going to be able to find out shortly as both Pokies get mutilated by that blue shell. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I think that's Zodiac, by the way. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he also is like a Breath of the Wild Link main, but yeah, so we get the focus on Kunio because I think he had a little bit of a rough start in the circuit and usually is so good. And yeah, just started streaming today for the first time, so we'll see how he's able to finish here because it does look like he's not out of the woods yet. Does have Nice and Mr. M right ahead of him, along with a few people that are way ahead. One of them being, I think, actually. Well, checking him out. Yeah, Royal was winning the race. Yeah, and that was Zodiac right behind him, and Nice, and that is Kunio coming in 6th. Meanwhile, yeah, Kugi still is not his own little world now. Looks like he's in the queue with Glenn, And trying to think, Osranium also in that queue. Look at that. I'm even starting to recognize Mies. That might be Victini. No, it's not. That's Shannon.
Nice.
Yo, I got another one. Yeah, man. I'm starting to recognize the Mies. It's good.
Quarantine hitting different.
Oh, yeah. Better believe it. But right, so we were getting a little bit educated on some of the stuff from Kart Clash. And it says that they're D3 and D12 in competitive market. Yeah, like I got to figure out what D3 and D12 is, and D7 and D12. I'm guessing that might be like divisions or districts, but I could be wrong, obviously. But I will be learning more about that, so that'll be good. But we are nearing the end. Kugi on his 20th race, so I think these guys are probably all also in similar places. Yeah, Nice and Royal are going to be outnumbered on Sunshine Airport, which is really funny because Kugi's also in Sunshine Airport, but not in the same one. But either way, yeah, so that'll be a little bit confusing. But yeah, so Kugi's on his own. Meanwhile, that's Royal and Cunio in the same race. Cold Brew very clearly somewhere else, but
yeah, visibly somewhere else
Yeah.
over there on Sherbert Land for sure. While we sit here on the what is probably the complete opposite of Sherbert Land in terms of just its general environment and aesthetics. I mean, I can't think of anything more different than like a business like an airport in the summer than just this random park in the middle of nowhere in the winter. I can't think of two things that are really all that different.
That's
As
a good point.
Kugi front running pretty decently here. He's got some red people behind him. Nothing that these red people can't make up as long as he's able to keep his fingers on his toes right there. But keep his fingers on his toes. Oh, that's a new one. All right, but then we got Royal falling from second place
Got
down
tight
to
hands,
third. It
hands.
looks like he got hit by an item from a blue team member behind him. To have him fall back.
maybe you just got to stretch. Tight hammies.
Yeah, tight hammies, hands, toes, just fingers to your
Yeah,
fingers to your
fingers to
toes. I mean, that,
toes.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
know-
for
I
putting
know what you- I know
context
what
to
you
my
mean.
madness,
I
Chris.
know what you mean.
I'm trying out
Follow
here.
you. Yeah.
I'm trying out here, man. That's Mr. M who actually passed Royal here. Oh, but the beautiful snipe, but it's looking like it's not gonna actually have that much lag on him. It's looking like we got that little visual glitch where you hit somebody and it looks like you hit them on your screen, but they actually didn't suffer that much lag.
Yeah, that's like where I think the netcode of this game comes into question a little bit. But Kugi, like I said, is in a different Sunshine Airport, and
Oh, he is?
yeah, that's what's funny. So he's in
Oh.
separate one than Cunio and Royal. So I'll go back to Royal because it looks like he's just getting started on the third lap. But Kugi is just getting ready to put a nail in this coffin, I guess, so to speak. And yeah, he's way ahead. It's hard to catch Donkey Kong when he's that far ahead because he's one of those big boys who's got that high top end speed. So that's gonna do it for him. Meanwhile, yeah, there's Royal. Very similar position as we were just watching Kugi, but Zodiac right ahead. So we'll see if he's able. Does have red shell on deck. Oh wow, does it with just the cart. No item needed. Thank you. Here's the red shell for your troubles. Yeah, man, Royals.
Wow.
It's quite the carter.
Utilizing Roy, too, who was just such a wonderful character in this game as well. You already mentioned Donkey Kong with that high top speed. Roy has among the greatest in this entire game. I mean, to bring up before, a lot of professional speedrunners of Mario Kart actually do elect to use him specifically because he has some of the highest top speed in this game, even among the heavies. Him and Morton, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not surprised to see Royal able to utilize that with him. You just see Roy on the ground, and you could just visibly tell how much faster he's going if you see him actually able to reach his top speed. I mean, for anybody who knows like the logistics of Mario Kart, the smaller characters, they got better acceleration but lower top speed, and for the heavy characters, it is the exact opposite of that. And then the middle characters who are generally, exactly what they seem like, middle of the ground. And here you have Cold Brew playing another one of those heavies to get that high top speed for sure, especially with the bitty buggy and the little roller tire. Are those the roller tires? I think those are the slim tires, actually, not the roller. I can't really tell
I
from
think
here.
they might be roller,
I actually got to
actually.
educate myself on all the names of all the equipment because I know most of the carts by look, but some of the tires still get me a little off. Get me a little off culture from time to time.
Yeah.
Like I can't really tell from here because it's hard to tell, especially because like sometimes you'll have like a tire like the rollers, and then there are other rollers. There are other roller tires as well that are just literally a different
You
color.
see what Royal's doing?
That are sometimes the
Are
same.
you, are you
like,
watching Royal right now?
I am looking exactly. Oh no, I was looking. No. Wait, what?
He went reverse from start, like way reverse, and is now going far ahead. That is nuts. I think What do you? I wonder why he did that. It looks like he got 1 coin from that. What's the?
Yeah, and
I'm
he
not
didn't
gonna.
even get.
Oh wait, no. I think he got more than 1 coin. He must have. His coins are covered. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty far behind, so we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Cold Brew does win his race. That was a 3rd Sunshine Airport, by the way. But it was only him and someone else. I can't see because it's a little blurry, but yeah, I'm really so curious about that start. But there he is, already in 10th place and has a bullet bill in hand, so maybe that's why he did all of that. So I'll be waiting to see when he decides to deploy that.
Lightning right now.
There he goes.
Right now, lightning.
No, dude, it's too late. He did the thing. He went through the like little waterfall shortcut thing, and wow, look at that, dude. Look how much work that Bullet Bill puts in. What is that item? What the heck?
I want to.
Okay, so this is the strategy. This is the strategy.
Guy's just doing it to show off.
No.
Maybe he's just doing it to entertain himself, but I'm not even sure if that's the case. I mean, he's employing a strategy. I personally, in all the tournaments that I've competed in and have casted in out of these last couple of months that I've been playing in competitive Mario Kart, I have not seen any player implement any strategy like he's doing, just like deliberately holding himself back so he can get items and then just rely on his driving skill to get back to a position where he can utilize those items in a place where you normally would never be able to because you don't get them there.
Yeah, dude. He and this is a strategy, and Kart Clash was saying bullet bill extension through waterfall. So I feel like this is like a thing that's known, but he's obviously worked on it enough to actually execute it, because here he is getting 3rd. So maybe not the results he wants, but in either case, like coming back from a really deep 12th, it's interesting. So just kind of seeing these guys go through the benefits of what's, of different things. But meanwhile, Kugi was just doing it the old-fashioned way, and I think, was that Grandmaster Jay in 2nd? I think I saw. So another guy we know from Smash around here, Rutgers Smash specifically. If you're of the East Coast, I know not everybody is.
Good stuff, man. I think that was probably like 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
The intervals are getting a lot less frequent, That's all you could really ask for.
All you can ask for at the end of the day. I mean, I suppose you could ask for more, but
yeah,
whatever. That's a discussion.
I was just trying to make myself feel better.
You should feel great. I feel great.
I feel amazing.
And I think Cunio's actually starting to feel great, hanging on in 5th right here in this 3rd race. He's going to need a slightly better item, though, if he wants to be able to make this back, unless there's some sort of scram in front of him, like this blue shell coming in hot. I can't really tell what team that's for. I believe it is for the blue team. Oh, no, that was actually a red team blue shell right there, able to take out, I think, Zodiac in front of him right there, while that Roy player, who I'm just going to go ahead and assume is Royal. If there's a Roy up there front running this hard,
think,
we'll find out in a minute.
No, Royal is on Sunshine Airport right now.
Never mind then.
He's queued up with Kugi there in the same Sunshine Airport. We're seeing a lot of Sunshine Airport right now. That was Mega J Keezy was
Mega
the
J
Roy,
Keezy, yeah,
and Zodiac. So a lot more of what I think you should expect to see now. These guys who have been grinding out all the a lot of the other circuits that around here, doing a lot of the rankings, really starting to show. But yeah,
they are. It's just creating a sense of family, these familiar faces that are coming in here around the reg.
Yeah, it's cool seeing all the regular new faces, especially starting to see new streams and getting the meet new people. So that's good stuff. So we'll see how much. Yeah, Royal is pretty far ahead now and looking like no one's really going to be able to touch him, at least for a while, because I think that's Bowser. I'm not sure which Bowser. That could be EO, possibly, who's behind him, kind of tussling with someone on blue team. Not sure who that is. Possibly Zodiac. If it's Link, I don't know if it's Link. But okay, here we go. Gets slowed up finally. Does bust through the crates, and kind of misses out on the mushroom, sadly. I know that was why he busted through him. But yeah, there's Kugi making the quick pass, and we'll see if now things are kind of even on the last lap, which is actually not a bad thing, because I feel like a lot of crazy things happen, especially with item distribution when you are far ahead.
Lost a mushroom. I'm sweating. Kugi front running as he is one to normally do right here as we watch as Cold Brew just shows us his dance skills once again in that Windows XP window. He's going in on all those moves. He's just waiting too. He's not even racing right now. He's not celebrating a certain victory or anything. I think he just lives to celebrate.
He's having a good time. Yeah, that's Kugi, and that was EO and Royal. So there we go. It was a short queue, but Kugi making it matter because Blue does still need those points, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll get a little bit of an update on that now because we do have Cuneo getting it done currently for us. But let's see what's going on with the rankings because we're getting pretty close. We might only have another couple races.
Sometimes the short queues can be the most important because you never know how you're going to get mixed up. You know, there could be a short queue and you might just be the only red person in like a mostly blues and then all your teammates are CPUs. And then sometimes it's the opposite and you'll have the chance to just chill a little more. You know, it's kind of part of the inconsistencies of, I can't even say that actually now that I think about it. It's not necessarily just an inconsistency of like the Teamdo circuit or just teams as a format. I mean, that's kind of an inconsistency of, a Mario Kart online tournaments as a whole because like you'll be paired up with random people from time to time, but at the end of the day, and in that format, it matters a lot more how you it matters a lot more just how you place or like how your consistency as a racer and as a driver is, as opposed to the Teamdo circuit where it matters more so your cumulative score. It really creates a much slightly different environment or dynamic compared to the other ones, which is probably part of why some people would say that the team circuit, the way it is relatively inconsistent. But I'm sure we could drum up some different ways in order to make that a little different. As for the bottom right here with Cold Brew, it's looking like either TikTok Clock, Neo Bowser City, or Piranha Plant Slide. We'll figure that out in a sec. As Royal confidently front runs yet again up on Electrodrome, looking pretty good on this first lap so far. Nothing really too much to spell except for the fact that the red team, my God, is dominating in that top right race. Look at that. What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh my God. He tried to drive into the rave. They're doing that in Germany right now. They're having raves in cars.
Is that's a thing?
Yeah, I saw it on I saw it on the Daily Show. They're having social distancing raves.
Let's go.
Where you literally drive in traffic to your car. That's literally what's happening with these guys now. Like people would be like so tired of quarantine that they're just willingly sitting in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm about it. So shout outs to them over in Germany with the Electrodrome. I don't know if Joshua was in this race, but shout outs to him. Anyway, Royal front running again as we go through this second lap. And speaking of second laps, over on the left, we got Kugi with his not suffering any advanced lag from that second red shell, but from this third one, it will do the trick that time.
Oh,
it's the tricky thing about the triple shells, man. It's like, it's all about how you throw them to like make sure your opponent suffers as much lag as possible. But if you're not careful, one of those shells might just go to waste. But then he saved the third one, so Kugi fell down regardless, and now EO is going to pass him for it.
Yeah, and I don't know if EO still has some more red shells for protection, but there we go. There's Kugi's red shell out, and he did not. It looks like they're all gone. Not sure where they could have went. I would have held those, but either way, just going to let go of that that bomb. And kind of gives Kugi a little bit of a pass, like a little bit of a free pass. But sometimes it's hard. Knowing when and how to play the bomb is not always intuitive because you can really mess yourself up with it, especially when you're in close quarters like he just was. But yeah, that's Kugi getting past, and then
Royal.
I don't know who's using the Lakitu.
Oh!
Wow, yeah, Royal. Okay, yeah, and there's Luke. Snywalker coming in second, so that's pretty good placing for him. That was just a regular old Lakitu. I was gonna say I don't know who would main Lakitu because no one does, but Computer getting second there to Kugi. So shouts to CPU 9.
Can we please talk about Royal? Can we please talk about what he just did?
Sure.
He got to the front again. He was front running from far enough, so he did what Royal is evidently one to do by turning himself around and facing the finish line backwards. But what he did is that he somehow shifted his cart out of bounds, even though it didn't look like there was anywhere he could put himself out of bounds towards the finish line of Electrodrome. And so what he did is that he got the Lakitu to pick him up while he was still on the track. and it carried him into the finish line.
What a legend.
This guy he knows the game. If there's anything that he's showing is that he knows the tricks, he knows the secrets, he knows the exploits, and he's out here showing us humble viewers of the Glintendo circuit on the Master Hand Gaming stream for your viewing pleasure. This guy's out here to show you the tricks and the trades. He kind of reminds me of the Masked Magician, if you would. You know, you ever hear of the Masked Magician?
Yeah, I've heard of the Masked Magician.
Yeah, he was, you know, for those of you not watching, he was a magician who hid his face because he revealed how he did his tricks. And there's like a golden rule of magicians. There's like some sort of like ethics code of magicians that a magician never reveals how they do their tricks. And this guy, the masked magician, just never cared about that at all. And so he masked his face because he revealed how he did his tricks. And this guy, he doesn't care who sees him. He's just out here showing like how people do this. Like he's the kind of Royal is the kind of player that you like casual players rage against when they play Mario Kart online and then wonder why they ever bought a Switch from that guy at Target.
I could see that.
And now he's out here showing us how he does it. This guy's just good at the game. Honestly,
that's a definitive type of person. So that's pretty cool to see. Feels good to be good at what you're or to be good at what you're good at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's gonna continue to press forward. I'm not sure which link that is behind him. Maybe, let's see. No, Zodiac was blue team.
To carry on with your last point, I do believe it was Cloud Strife who said, "Find something." He said, "Find something you love. Dedicate yourself to being passionate about it and practicing it every day to be as good at it as you possibly can." And that's pretty much it. Life is as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree, man. But by the way,
that is a direct quote from Cloud Strife, which is just another reason that I get angry that I wake up in the morning and I'm just kind of not him. But it happens. I don't want sometimes you wake up and you're just not Cloud, and life just sucks. But whatever.
Cloud
Either way,
like Cloud
a third for now.
Anyways, yeah, we don't have to get Final Fantasy, but yeah. So the thing is, in all of our infinite wisdom on this stream, I just realized this is actually the final race. I think I know at least it's the final race for Cuneo because I saw that off screen.
He did the mushroom thing too.
Yeah, dude.
He avoided the blue shell with the perfect timing of the mushroom. That is a fun fact. You can actually avoid those with mushrooms as well if your timing on using the mushroom is impeccable.
Yeah, that's Royal definitely knows what he's doing, man. I have to check what his rank is over there, but he's really good. And that was okay. So that was a two-person race. No big deal though. We still got to see some amazing gameplay out of Royal. Meanwhile, Kugi's gonna keep it going. Is this his last race? Maybe. Definitely not Royal's last race, so it does look like he has some more. But Kugi losing to Lakitu. What's going on, bro?
So that
canceled.
Was a CPU?
Yes. Unless someone entered as that. I don't think so, though.
That would be funny as hell.
I don't
Somebody
think
just enters as the Lakitu.
That is a really good idea.
Well, actually, they couldn't do that actually because then they wouldn't be able to hide their me.
I say, yeah. Plus the thing is I don't think I didn't see a flag, so I think that was definitely CPU. But that's
hilarious.
That's
and you saw how low its points was too.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so Kugi's done. It looks like Royal's still going. Cold Brew. He's checking standings. I don't know, but yeah, Royal has one more race on his 23rd. But we're gonna see Cuneo hopefully finish his last race strong. He's sitting second place, nearing the finish, and I'm gonna assume that is Zodiac out ahead in first place. The blue Breath of the Wild link, but yeah, looking pretty secure in second. So hopefully, we'll see if he even bothers with the shortcut or not. It doesn't really need to. Yeah, no way. Just take the safe money. He's got the mushroom on deck. Yep, just toss that boy. Second place gonna be the last placing for Cuneo. Thank you, Cuneo, for streaming. Appreciate you, man. Hope to see you again. So finishing out at 184. I'll have to see where that falls in the standings, but that was Mega J Keezy, I think, at the top of that with a pretty big point total. So I'll also be checking in on that as well. Meanwhile, here's the second last race for Royal, and I think Cold Brew might still be with us in the meantime, or maybe not actually. He's looking at scores. Yeah, I think this is it. So yeah, we got this race for Royal and one more, and then that's all the content. And yo, Cold Brew, thanks for streaming, man. Definitely appreciate you. The stream layout is godlike, so I also appreciate that. Please just continue to make that more awesome.
Yeah,
that's such a good overlay,
dude,
man. I'm
Garfield
jealous.
flipping me off the whole time is not something I knew I needed from a Glintendo circuit or just from watching any stream. So honestly, just keep the good times coming, man. It looks like you put a lot of work into that. We very much appreciate that. And I like Royals too. I very much like the purple color he's using. Like, I normally do not like it when people play 1080p games and don't have it full screen. I normally very much do not like that, but I mean, watching on his, and it's like big enough to the point that like it kind of works.
Yeah, I have a
I don't
hunch that was maybe designed, per design maybe uses a space or wants to use a space for something, but neither way, yeah, it looks good. And yeah, it does have space for all kinds of notifications either way. If you do want to give this guy notifications, make sure you go check out his stream, because we're just on him for now. So if you want to go see him be like really godlike at this game right in his own stream, make sure you go do that and tell him he's good. Because he is there. He is another first place at 299. Will officially be the only person today to probably break 300. As I'm assuming that he is probably in the lead point wise, and he definitely is by a lot. And this is a couple races old, obviously, because that was him at 299. So this is old intel, but this is kind of what we're looking at the moment. Yeah, Royal in first by a lot, and that has only increased because he got, I think, a couple more first places since this one. Mega J Keezy. You know what? Why don't I just reset this, because this is probably all different now. I forget how much points really fluctuate in this game from like first place to whatever.
I was gonna say Glintendo looking very consistent as well.
Yeah, Glenn's having a good day.
Fourth place, but we don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know if that's true. We got to reset.
Yeah, and that's Knight, who actually runs the Kart Clash, looking like he's got, I think it was, pretty good point total. Wait, what?
Dude, it's Baby Park for Royals last race.
Perfect. Let's see. I want to see how he handles this. Dude, he's visibly frustrated, and who could blame him? Baby Park sucks.
Oh, man, I have to see how this guy handles Baby Park. That's actually really hype that we're ending on that. Looking like he already got a snipe in the middle of that skirmish right there with the green shell. And now he actually doesn't even have to worry so much about utilizing any brake drift or jump drift techniques over that grass right there, because he just kind of keeps getting mushrooms right now. It's this third one in a row here. Oh, see right there. He's actually going at just such a high top speed that he's not even utilizing the mushroom below that. He actually is using the jump drift strategy instead. That's where so many other Mario Kart players would, if they had a mushroom, would have instantly used a mushroom around that corner, and then they could have bumped into the wall, or they could have bumped into somebody's like green shell or whatever, or like somebody with bananas or shells encircling their character, whatever. You know, just a million things you can get hit by on Baby Park. But this guy right here is just saving that mushroom when he needs it, and even utilizing mushrooms that are just left on the ground. He's just saving this for when he needs to use it later. Like right here, getting hit by a bullet bill. What's the recovery? Beautiful.
Yeah, that's it's really good game sense, and it is fun to see the way someone handles Baby Park, because, you know, largely it's just like kind of a BS map. There's only so much you could do, but there he goes, find his way to first regardless. So it just goes to show you there's things you could do to like strategically approach this level. So that's Royal going to be the only person to break 300 today, because I do have the results. Hold on, this is all cut off. All right, well, anyways, yeah. Well, it is important, but not important. So these aren't the final results. So I can get the final results, but yeah, that's a definitive win for Royal, and that's Bryce in second place. I think I forget what he got in singles on Sunday. I think he also placed in that too. Let me see if I can find that actually. So that way we can kind of see for reference, because I think Bryce has been on like a very good incline in terms of doing better in these, because he's always really good at like a lot of these like he's good, I think, at like Mario Tennis. He's good at Smash. Obviously we knew him for DDD and stuff, for Smash specifically, but he's also obviously very good at Mario Kart. So I do want to see what he got last Sunday, because I think it could have been second. I know he didn't win, but either way, consistent placings.
Find out for you guys momentarily as we're going to bring this up here. Score's not completely final. The tournament officially ends at 9, but we don't know how much it's going to change from here on, as a lot of these races are essentially finished. So what we see right here might just be the final. We got Royal all the way up at the top with 314. We got 2028 up there. It's going to be a presidential elect year for sure. Royal 314 sitting really pretty. The only player out of everybody in this tournament right now to break 300. So good for him, able to do that. Bryce all the way up there as the highest ranking member of Blue Team with 261, which is no score to slouch at all. You got Mega K, you got Mega J, Keezy, and Knight very close to each other, only 2 points apart. Kugi finishing up at about 5th place right here. Again, this is still relatively subject to change, but with the way things are going, probably not. Kugi 252, second highest ranking member for the Blue Team. Joshua 244, and Glenn only 1 point below that, not dropping that far. I feel like he's sort of like one of the unsung heroes right now of the Red Team throughout this tournament. We haven't seen too much of him because he doesn't stream these tournaments himself, but he's been clearly doing pretty good tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a whole lot of red. We see, I believe that's probably Victini in 8th, and that's going to be, your definitive. Well, I don't want to say definitive because I think EO's probably done with his races. There's a pretty big dipping point from 7th to 8th and 9th in terms of that's a couple of races worth of points. So I feel like 1 through 7 is probably kind of a lock, but yeah, not that much time left. So make sure you guys keep it to Twitter because Glenn does do the top 8s for these, and everything's in the Discords and stuff. So make sure you check those out. But yeah, this is what I was referring to. This is from Sunday. Bryce got 8th. His brother Blaze got 2nd. That's what I was thinking of. So yeah, thanks you guys for entering these things and for coming out and having a good time and for streaming for us. Those of you who do. Makes us make this thing happen. And if you enjoy this tournament, you want to see some more, I would say actually I don't want to say better. I don't want to compare them like that. But the free-for-all version of Glintendo Circuit every single Sunday, of course. If you want to check out what those look like, just go to Master Hand Gaming YouTube. Everything's pretty easily linked. And if you're watching this on YouTube, congrats, you already found it. Let's see what else. We do Smash every single Thursday. If you're a fan of Smash, consider entering or just watching. Everything is Eastern time on this this graphic, so that's 7:30 Eastern is when we get started every single Thursday, and that's always a good time. What else? Yeah, I mean that's probably pretty much all I got. Nintunist, thanks again as always. Any last words?
My pleasure, man. My pleasure. To say what I say, don't know when I'm going to stream again, but when I do, that's at twitch.tv/Nintunist. I was a frequent player of these circuits. Right now, taking a little bit more of a backseat, no pun intended, to the commentator roles, which is I've been having an absolute blast to do. I'm making a video on the new Paper Mario Origami King, and just the whole Paper Mario community's thoughts on that, which I'm very much looking forward to making. Then after that, I got a brand new series I got working on my YouTube channel, so I'm really going to be starting to revamp things up there. And in fact, that is actually what I'm going to start working on right after this. I'm just going to start continuing to work on that and type on that. So if you want to follow my YouTube, you can. That's also just Nintunist, Nintoonist. That's 10 letters. Do not get it twisted. And I also have Twitter. Just follow me there. It's just Nintunist everything. If you want to follow a person, it's fun. Following people is fun. Maybe not in real life. Some people prefer to be leaders, but either way, that's me. I just honestly thank you, Chris, for giving me something wonderful to do on these nights.
My pleasure, man. No, thanks for joining me, and thanks everyone for interacting and watching and all that kind of stuff. Keep it here. Obviously, if you guys ever have any questions or want to know anything, or want to be more active in these streams, feel free to message me. These things are just I kind of put them together, and everything is meritocracy from there, meaning like whatever you want to do, it's open. But anyways, that's gonna be it, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.